How to design your space like a pro. This video is going to show you a step-by-step process of how I, along with a lot of other interior designers, approach an interior design project. Hi everyone, thanks for watching Mirror Interiors. It's Amir. I'm a residential and corporate interior designer working in New York City. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. Let's begin. Since a lot of the projects I work on have non-disclosure agreements because they're such large clients, I decided to use my apartment and how I designed it for the step-by-step process of how to approach your design. To keep this video from being an hour long, I'm primarily going to focus on the living room, and I can do some of the other rooms later on. It's going to be a screen share style video just because I put everything in Illustrator, so that way I can show you each step clearly with its mood board and what you really should be doing and looking at. So for step one, I started out with the plan. You always want to start out with the plan. That is the most important thing to do. A dimension plan is even better, but if you don't have a dimension plan, you can put it into Bluebeam or PDF and kind of figure out the dimensions based on a door. Typically a door is 3 foot. So base it off of that and try to understand how much the measurements of furniture are going to be. The plan also gives you a better understanding of movement and flow. For example, if you have a small tight area and you want to include a dining room table, choosing between a rectangular, square, or round table is going to be crucial, and it's going to change the entire flow of the space. So you need to make sure that you're picking the right thing for the right area. Step 2 is the program. So write down each space, the function of each space. So for example, if you have an open area like I do here, I have the living room and I have the dining area and I have the kitchen in one large open concept. So clearly demarcating each space and its function is really important. Are you stalking me? Step 3, the test fit. This is where you're going to lay out the furniture and its location and understand the dimensionality of where it fits. This is really important because it's going to help you when purchasing or reusing the furniture you already have. So for example, if you're looking at a plan of my apartment, it is longer than it is wide. So I've opted to place planters and large plants in the corners to kind of soften the perpendicular room edges. And I've opted for a round dining table to maintain flow. And then I kept a clear wood flooring path to the balcony so that way when people are coming in and out, they don't bring in dirt and mud onto the area rug. So that area is just a path in and out of the balcony from the main door. Step 4 is the research part. If you don't know what your aesthetic is, this is kind of where you find out what it is. Go to Pinterest, look at images that you like, look at interiors that you like, finishes, palettes, colors, all of that, and bring them together. And a lot of people think it's going to be an easy process. If you're new to this, it's going to take you a while to kind of figure out what you want, to make the palette look good. Just play around, be creative, and find something that you just fall in love with. And this is going to be really important down the line just because I see a lot of people always doing this research, figuring it out, and then a year later they need to buy a new chair or a new lamp. You have to remember the concept that you started out with. You can't start with Scandinavian and then a year later want to incorporate a piece of furniture like a chair and it be like country chic. It's just not going to mesh well and it's not going to work. You want to remember the inspiration that brought you to the space that you have now. So as you can see, my aesthetic is more French modern inspired with some touches of Scandinavian. What that means is clean lines, delicate forms, lots of neutrals focusing on textures, patterns, along with organic elements such as live plants and leaves. And that's kind of how I incorporated color, is through plants and greenery. So step 5 is when you pick the finishes and put them together. So obviously I put these finishes together with my aesthetic in mind, which is the modern French Scandinavian feel that I love, but also my kitty's color tonality also in mind. Just remember that these are the finishes that you'll be basing your space on. So step number 4 was kind of collecting information and collecting precedents that you liked. And then step 5 is you taking all of your research and kind of honing in the finishes that you want to use. You're probably not going to be getting those exact finishes unless you're going custom, which is really expensive. This is kind of just the understanding of the finishes that you want to use in your space with a little modifications, because they're not going to be exact when you order them online or when you select that they send you finished samples. They're not going to match exactly, so just understand that. Now step 6 is where you start selecting your furniture and looking at different companies for pieces that you like based on your aesthetic and the finishes you pre-selected. Keep in mind, if you have pre-existing furniture that you want to reuse in your design, you have to put that on your board first before you start adding new items, because you need to make sure that they work together before you bring anything new. And again, I'm going to remind you to always order swatches of finishes and samples of the pieces that you want to purchase before you actually purchase them. A lot of manufacturers do it, even online residential companies do it. Sometimes they do charge you $1 or $2 for metal or wood, just because those are a little bit more expensive and they're even more expensive to ship. But I think it's worth it for a piece that you're going to have 5 to 10 years. I think $1 or $2 are not going to break the bank. If they don't send you samples, then you definitely need to look at the return options they have, because if it comes in and the finish is totally off and does not match what it is online, then you want to be able to return it without you having to pay them an extra $100 or $2 for that return. So step number 7 is where you're going to get your furniture and you're going to start the staging and styling process. And this is where you can layer things, create feature walls, and if you are looking for a feature wall concept, make sure to look at my video No Fuss Feature Wall. I think that's what it's called, No Fuss Feature Wall. Watch it. So just to go over everything really quickly as kind of a summary for you, step number 1 is the plan. Step number 2 is the program. Step number 3 is the test fit. Step number 4 is research and collection. Step number 5 is choosing your finishes. Step number 6 is choosing your furniture. And step number 7 is purchasing and starting the install of everything. Thanks again for watching this Mirror Interiors tutorial. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe and click that bell icon to receive notifications of future video uploads. And if you have any questions or comments for future videos, make sure you drop them in the comments below. And until next time, bye!